Hello, everybody. Welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're all remembering to invest and just how early you are in this market. You are here before billions of other people figure out exactly what's going on. You have the chance to make a lot of money. Very big thank you to everyone who leaves a like on the videos. A very big thank you to everyone who leaves a comment to help out the algorithm. And without any further ado, let's jump right into it. As always, you know, a lot of stuff going on in the cryptocurrency space. We are quite fortunate to be in a market, even when things might be a little rocky or weird around the world economically. The cryptocurrency space continues to receive a large amount of news around optimism and expectations for this market, where people see things going over the course of the next couple of years. And this time is, of course, no different. We have a lot of products apparently still launching this year. Number of crypto exchanges saying that they have some fun new things dropping over the course of the next few months. We just had something about the expectations for inflows into the cryptocurrency market in 2026. Just around a 3x from all the money that we've seen flowing into the market this year. On top of that, everyone's talking about like the future of cryptocurrencies, where prices are going to go, the amount of adoption. As I always keep saying, it is necessary that you remember just how early you actually are. Bitmine chairman, Bitmine being the previous Bitcoin mining company turned Ethereum champion. I have no idea. This company has several million Ether. They started accumulating, I think, the 30th of June. I think that's a number we were given. Back into news, Bitmine chairman Tom Lee has predicted that Ethereum has significant upside potential from its current price. Apparently, we're talking about less than a decade from now where this market is going to be, keeping in mind that the amount of, I'll give it to you simply. Within the next couple of years, we've had a lot of people talking about prices basically doing like a 10x from here on out, and exactly how crazy things are going to be because of the levels of adoption that we have been witnessing. Since joining Bitmine Immersion Technologies, the largest Ethereum treasury company by holding. Geez Louise, I don't know if it's the change of temperature. If it's just like the new season, I'm not sure what it is, but this is okay. Lee has relentlessly pushed the bullish Ethereum narrative. Tom Lee has gone on TV multiple times this year to talk about exactly how incredibly amazing Ethereum is. He and I think it's like two or three other companies have basically, he's one of the companies who announced that they plan on accumulating only 5 to 7% of all the Ether that actually exists. He believes that the Ether ecosystem would benefit immensely from the developing trends in the financial market, predicting ambitious price targets for the altcoin leader. In a recent commentary, also in this article, someone by the name of Austin Arnold, the founder of Altcoin Daily, highlighted Lee's bullish Ethereum outlook, predicting where the digital currency could end up over the next 10 years. For context, Lee described stable coins. Okay. Tom Lee said that stable coins are apparently the chat GPT moment for the cryptocurrency industry. If you haven't seen, these people have told us relentlessly, nonstop this year, that stable coins are going to be the backbone of everything financial that we've ever seen on this planet or that could ever come after us. The interesting part is that we were also told that the stable coins are nearly all, so they say, nearly all going to be built on top of Ethereum. Jeez Louise. The Genius Act was passed by Congress in July, yada, yada, yada. Notably, Lee believes this would favor Ethereum. Recall that more than half of the circulating stablecoin supply currently exists on Ethereum. And he believes this places Ethereum in a good position. Going further, it's a rather long article. Ethereum, for those of you who missed that, Ethereum was called the Wall Street token in August. We've had a couple of months of like a intense stream of Ethereum news. Ethereum's this, Ethereum's amazing, Ethereum's going to be used for that, Ethereum's going to have this. I mean, like, it's been constant. There's been no real let up for any of this. Basically, the predictions are that Ethereum is basically on its way up. We have heard countless times at this point that by the time we get to 2028, 2029, 2030, we are expected to see a $25,000 Ether. If you haven't seen it, this coincides with all of the news about a crypto cycles basically being finished. I'm gonna say it's the season. Crypto cycles basically being finished, and therefore this would mean that cryptocurrency prices would kind of only continue going up. If this does indeed happen, it says that by the year 2035, Ether would be worth $62,000 per coin. He noted that a person would need 16 Ether to be worth over $1 million. At current prices, you could get that for around $73,000. As I've stated before, people are quickly being priced out of the market. This is only something that I think you realize if you've been here for a while, if you've been here for a good chunk of years. You remember the cheaper prices, and then the issue ends up being, even with the prices that we have right now, if this market is really expected to mega outperform and go completely insane into the sky forever, then, prices even now, comparatively to the future, are also going to be quite cheap. Even if you look at the expectations for Ethereum, for Solana, for Bitcoin, for XRP. We had some $1,500 Litecoin predictions before as well. So yeah, this of course made popular news. It's basically the idea where Ethereum's going, how high the price is going to be, how much you would need in essence to be a millionaire from it. And I guess this kind of idea that still floats around of I'll say it this way, of how amazing Ethereum is. This Ethereum had a narrative before. Bitcoins was always digital gold. Ethereum was like new internet, and now it's become like Wall Street golden child taking over finance, stablecoin, blah 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 blah. And I'm shocked that we haven't had far more flippening news. Flippening, if you weren't here or missed it over the years, is this idea of Ethereum flipping Bitcoin to become the number one coin. It's been a thing since like 2017. Same exact thing with XRP, also flipping Bitcoin, but it's been more of a thing for Ethereum. these people out of nowhere since summertime have been acting like Ethereum is like the main contender and the coin that everyone should have. But who knows? Maybe they simply know something that we don't. That's the Ethereum money news. I don't really know how to categorize that. Okie dokie. Let's move on. Also in, oh, okay, all right. I guess that's kind of cool. CBOE is a derivatives platform that came into the cryptocurrency spotlight. There we go. A couple of years ago, around 2017, when it was announced that CBOE and what was the other one? The Chicago Mercantile Exchange. There we go. Would be listing Bitcoin futures. So before we had ETFs, we only had futures. And back then, futures were seen as something extraordinarily awesome and cool and amazing because we could not get ETFs. Upon the announcement that we were going to get Bitcoin futures, the price rose like quite highly. Woo-wee, right into the air. And then we figured out exactly what was going on. So Bitcoin futures and other crypto futures, as it were, have mainly been used to suppress the price of cryptocurrencies. That's mainly been what they've been for. People who want to short and or bet against cryptocurrency prices tend to use futures. There's a market for it, obviously, but it's not anywhere as popular as these companies and corporations hoped that it was going to be a number of years ago. So the CBOE is back in the news. I don't know if we were supposed to jump for joy or be really happy about this, but it's okay. CBOE Global Markets Inc., a derivatives and securities exchange network, has announced their plans to launch Bitcoin and Ether continuous futures. Okay. On its CBOE futures exchange, according to reports, it will start on the 10th of November after regulatory review. The company said it has designed these new future products to effectively deliver continuous long-term market exposure to Bitcoin and ETH. In addition, the CBOE continuous futures will aim to provide access to perpetual style futures in a U.S. regulated intermediated environment. They said perpetual style futures have gained strong adoption in offshore markets. Now CBOE is bringing that same utility to our U.S. regulated futures exchange and enabling U.S. traders to access these products with confidence in a trusted, transparent, and intermediated environment. So yeah, no one really, it's not that they're not used so much as they're not really popular. I know that sounds a little insane, but no. We have found since 2017, dare I say even 2018, many crypto investors prefer just buying the Bitcoin, having it spot. Others prefer the actual ETFs more so as well. And then we also found out the entire reason. You can find this article. This is from 2018, I believe it was. The former head of the CFTC got on stage and basically said the only reason, you can find this. The former head of the CFTC said the only reason why they launched Bitcoin futures or allowed them through was for people to short Bitcoin. They said they were afraid that Bitcoin's price was going to go too high. There were estimates back in the olden days when Bitcoin had just passed by, nearing 20,000. People thought it was going to easily go to 30 or 40,000. Really, that was like the thing. And then they launched the futures and it went the opposite direction. So yeah, not really sure for news like this if we're supposed to be happy, but it did make, of course, major news. CBOE has been in crypto for quite some time, but people who aren't trying to short or bet against the market or bring prices down don't historically use futures, especially because they're also denominated in US dollars. And that's why you have seen the push recently by Fidelity and BlackRock to have the ETFs be in kind. Basically, when you cash out of them, you get the crypto back. Yeah. So cool. Awesome. Amazing. Hope it works out, because other platforms have not. Okie dokie. Let's move on. Also oh, wow. I would have never expected that one. That's crazy. A company that is backed by Jack Ma, which I think is a little cringe that people have to keep saying stuff like that. If you don't know how the guy from Tron, Justin Sun, got famous, it's basically he said that he was like close friends with Jack Ma. Jack Ma being one of the richest people on the planet. He's a mega billionaire in China. Justin Sun said he knew him. And we found out that Jack Ma had a university, a college campus, and Justin Sun got to take a photo with him shaking his hand, and that's how he knew him. And since then, we've had a lot of things. I find it really personally cringy when people go like, oh, this company is backed by this person. Yeah, well, rich people tend to back multiple different things. And okay. It says Jack Ma backed a company called Yongfeng Financial Group, listed in Hong Kong, has apparently purchased $44 million worth of Ether. They purchased 10,000 Ether coins, marking a deeper move into digital asset ventures. So you see how Jack Ma has nothing to do with anything that I just told you. That was also, and I'm glad it slowed down. That was a major thing years ago. You know how, have you ever seen, this is a real thing. You know how like there have been documentaries about like former basketball players. You'll have stuff about Shaq, or what's that guy's name? Magic Johnson, or like some of these other people. They're like incredibly wealthy now. And it's because at some point in their career, somebody was like, put 100K into that, 100K into that, 100K into that, 100K into that. And you hear them on these documentaries and they're like, I'm worth $412 million. And it's because like they just backed multiple things. And a lot of people sometimes will use that as like, well, this company was backed by him. No, it was backed by like 218 other investors as well. He's the most popular one. And people, I hate it. I hate when people throw stuff out like that. Like, am I supposed to be like, oh, Jack Ma? Oh my word! I don't care. Like, this is Jack Ma isn't crypto. Crypto isn't Jack Ma. This man hasn't announced any other plans, ventures into crypto publicly. This could have been backed by Ronald McDonald for all I care. Like, it just doesn't make any kind of sense. The company confirmed that the acquisition was funded entirely through its available cash reserves. Wow, look at them being rich. The move comes as part of Yongfeng's expansions into Web3, digital assets, and AI. Ethereum will serve as a strategic reserve asset for the group. I assume they're going to be staking it as well. That seems to be the current trend amongst these companies. We have a lot of companies who announce that they're getting into crypto. They're buying crypto. I mean, when they announce that they're doing it with Ethereum. And then they announce a couple of weeks later that they're also going to be staking it for the passive income. That is going to continue to be a thing as a company. If you can purchase an asset for $44 million, you then see on your balance sheet, it's worth $120 million. And you can show investors, hey, just from staking this, we are making, X amount of money. Oh my gosh, they're making millions for doing absolutely nothing. That's how you get more monies. Yeah, cool. I guess this is another company entering the space. I assume they will be buying more Ether in the near future. That tends to generally be the trend. But Ethereum is definitely like mega popular right now. I don't see that ending anytime soon. 2026, as I said, part of the narrative is probably heavily going to be around stable coins as well. Surprise, right? If all of this stuff comes to fruition, because all these people seem to be quite adamant that we are going to see all these banks build their stable coins and stuff on top of Ethereum, then that means price go up. Yeah. I think that's going to do it for this video, everyone. I do hope that you have all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day. Hope you're all having a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever the heck you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and supporting, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.